Good morning. Morning. Good morning. This morning. I woke up this morning. It's about 6. So if you're joining, welcome to the Wise One channel. I'm your host. I was going to spell out welcome, and I'm like, no, I'm just going to sign welcome. Okay. I'm your host, Buddy Caren. Okay. Check that. Good morning. Have some coffee. We're going to share my thoughts. If you have thoughts and you want to hop on, talk, it's pretty open. Yeah. It's summer. Yeah, it's summer. And it's been hot out and rainy. We had rain last night, thank goodness. And yeah, I kind of like summer. Makes it easier. There's things I want to do with my summer I haven't done yet. Got to breathe, get myself centered, myself out of the fight and flight mode into the rest and digest that they call it for. I don't know. I want to use Latin to describe a centered mind, relaxed mind. There's a scientific term. Yeah. It's funny that a lot of our root words, a lot of our technical words are in Latin, and we no longer use Latin because it's a dead language. We can't create new Latin words. We can create new terms that we use in the English language based on putting together Latin terms, or we can derive something from a Latin term. I don't know why you would derive something from a dead language. I'm not familiar with what spawned their use of dead languages in scientific terms. I mean, like, why remove? Why isolate? Why, detach from something in a scientific nature? I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to figure out where they're coming from. Where the people who decided that this is scientific research and this is a scientific method and this is what we do with our scientific method, to figure out what spawned this method of naming things like, not ventricle, the nervous system, the different types of nervous system, like the fight and flight, that describe the fight and flight response. Ones where you're pouring cortisol and adrenaline and things through your veins and you're on edge versus, calming, resting, digesting, or a shutdown. Those are the 3 that we have so far discovered psychologically. So yeah, to be taken seriously, to look it up. Like I said, I'm a very visual-oriented person because I could see better than I could hear, so I don't trust hearing. When it's like, I don't get to hear the whole thing. I only get to hear a percentage. But yeah. So we're going to rest. We're going to breathe. You breathe with me if it's safe for you to do so and you choose to do so. I'm not licensed in leading breathing exercises. I'm not certified or anything. But I tend to just breathe, and this is what I'm doing, and you can do it with me if you want to, and you're safe to do so. So yeah, I'm putting both feet on the floor. I'm trying to straighten up my spine, get rid of notifications, And then relaxing my muscles as much as possible and letting the muscles relax because it keeps it tight around my joints. So buttons, so wheat, so so okay. I'm going to breathe in through my nose, let it hit the back of my throat, fill up my lower lungs so that my diaphragm expands as much as possible. Then I'm going to hold it for about 3 heartbeats. Then I'm going to let it go as far out as I can balloon it out. Just let it go. Just let it deflate. And then I'm going to hold for another 3 heartbeats and then repeat the process for about 3 more times. Nice and easy. Just relax, no obligations. That's just breathing in, relax, protective, calming, centered, better thoughts, letting go of anxiety, letting go of the fight and flight, letting go of panic and fear and the unknown, and let in curiosity and striving for understanding and to know and to feel and to be true to thyself, be woke, So I'm gonna breathe normal. It took me about 8 minutes to get to the point. The difference that I feel, I'm getting used to that difference where it starts to become a norm. And I tell you, a lot of my muscles just and I've just blopped. That's a difference that I was not expecting. And I'm getting used to it. Toning in some of my muscles and letting some of my muscles, I'm trying to stay active so that I'm healthy. Very healthy. I'm striving to be healthy oriented. That's my core point that I move around the other stuff around being healthy mindset, healthy spiritualism, healthy physically, healthy eating, healthy play and activity, healthy interactions with people, so it'd be like a healthy relationship with my higher power, my higher self, and the higher self of everybody, the higher power that is. And as well as the higher power that comes from our connections to each other and that higher power that comes from our connection to the earth. So I'm trying to get outside more, get fun with the earth, learn about the earth, learn about myself, learn about more people and each other and the ability to interact. It's challenging. I want to make sure that I have access to learning these things. So it's not so much what do I already know, it's what am I to find out. So I had this daydream, these imaginary scenarios that I like to go through. It keeps my brain active. Sometimes it leads me, and sometimes I lead these thoughts. Sometimes I set the scene, sometimes I just have to cross these. So I was in a imaginary scenario talking with somebody, and they're like, you're a know-it-all. You just think you have all the answers. And I'm like, yes, I do have all the answers. And I can give you the answers so like you have all the answers, and it'll take less than 2 minutes. So are you guys ready? Here's the answer. Okay, so if you were to tell me something I don't know, here's my answer to that. Let's go find the answer. The answer to what you don't know is let's go discover the answer. Let's go get it. That is the answer to not having answers. That makes you a know-it-all and have all the answers to not having all the answers. Go and find the answers. Go discover all the answers. Go get them. Go find out. Know more. Go learn more. Make yourself available to learning more. That is the key. And then that's the first minute of learning all the answers. Second minute, because it takes 2 minutes, is go test those answers. Go compare them. Go figure out if those answers are the same as the other answers that were there before you. Before you came along, before you discovered this answer. Does everybody else have the answer? How universal is this answer? Test it. Find out more about this answer that you have gone out to go seek and discover. Test it. Test it again and again and again. And just when you think you're in this full understanding of this answer that you have gone out to go seek, go test it again. That is how you can be a know-it-all too. And it's simple and it's easy. It can easily lead you into something very difficult and a long rabbit hole with very many frayed ends and very many intricate ends. But it's worth it to understand and know, and then to know again, and to know more, and to know more fully. Don't stop. That is how I am a know-it-all, and I'm never going to stop being a know-it-all because I am going to go find the answers. It's the most intelligent thing I can say. I wanted to share that with you. But yeah, I am a know-it-all because I am willing to go find the answers and to go know more. I understand how I know so little and I could have years and lifetimes worth of knowledge and still know very little about the world and about me and about everything around me. Because yes, and it is worth it. And it is wonderful and it gives us all these cute little endorphins, dopamine hits, of learning new things. And that is what I say to being a know-it-all. Have that confidence. Reach in your deep self, the deep well of who and what you are, and find that confidence, understanding, that assurance of who and what you are all inside there. All right. We're working on this blanket. Yeah, the answers aren't knowledge. The answer is learning. If you put more stock in knowledge than you do in understanding and learning of knowledge, you may feel its limitations. I know that's been my experience. And it gives me a high to give that answer. It's like, whee! Because it fits so well. Yeah, I'm letting you digest that. And now that you've digested that, we've gone through a few more on this single row. Or single crochet. Oh, there's some on the square. She's gonna go up. I just put this morning before I hit the play button or the live button. I went up and I put the nuts up so that's, roughly this time they can go up and go get them. Yeah, and that they don't knock over planters. So our planter, we're gonna upcycle it into a fairy house or a fairy scene or something like that. Oh, there's a baby squirrel or a younger squirrel or a man squirrel or something. The squirrel is not the same as the big fat mamas. Yes, I'm growing mushrooms too. Blue mushrooms. I'm so sorry, just regular mushrooms, not psychedelic mushrooms. So that's rather disappointing, I know. So hopefully this will be ready by, the cold winter time. So I'm going to build presents and make presents for um birthday kids instead of buy them. Because I was saying we should buy some presents. My fiance looks at me and goes, "What you gonna make them?" So yeah. Ah, so I'm gonna have to make presents today. I'll make the video so that you can see it after they get the gift and see how it's made. But yeah. So that's the price of being a homemaker. Gotta spend as little as you can on presents, if not make them homemade gifts. So yeah. So for all the kiddos, he's not as verbal. He's pretty non-verbal. And he's an adorable kiddo. So I'm trying to make him some communication cards so that he can say what he wants and needs him. Trying to figure out how to do them, like maybe in Canva. So Canva's supposed to be free, I think. I'm trying to learn to not like my posture when I'm relaxed is horrible and it's not very comfortable to maintain for a very long time. I hunch over a lot. So I'm also thinking about how to like put aside money or to go like trying to go without socks as much as possible this summer and maybe fall so that we can afford to buy because we need to buy this and we need to buy that. I'm thinking this winter to get a pair of those like is it llamas? Is it llamas or is it what's the other long neck? It's some sort of alpaca. That's it. Alpaca wool socks for the family. And so that we don't need as many, and it doesn't have to be washed as much, so the fading is less. So I'm trying to figure out how to do where we have less throwaway stuff and better clothing instead of, and clothes that grow with the kids. Because my okay, my trouble kid. I love it. We're just gonna call him Trouble. We're gonna call one of my sons Trouble, and we're gonna call the youngest girl Great and Powerful because she's the most spoiled and she's a princess. And and my older two, so I have Mr. Anonymous, and then my eldest daughter is the hippie. So I'm gonna refer to them with nicknames. Yeah. So yeah. I've almost gotten through a lot of our physical stuff sorted so that I can start going through it and liquidating it. Once I can work on projects and things like that. So I was thinking about how to get to know the neighbors. That way, when kids have an emergency or something bad happens, they can go to the neighbors and call 911 or something, and to an adult they could trust than the neighbors, or vice versa. The neighbors can come over and, you know, and how it's less, you reach less violence and people can get to know each other, and it's better for, the community, at least knowing your neighbors. But at the same time, a lot of people like don't come to my house. A lot of introverts, but like that's their sacred space. They don't want people just knocking on their door. Um, yeah, door to door salesman stuff is no longer a thing around here. People bringing casseroles are no longer a thing. Dietary needs change. I wanna feed diabetic cookies. I'm gonna, like, make a plate of cookies and take it to the neighbor. But, at the same time, like, not knowing your neighbors, especially, like, watching all those murder mysteries, like, "Oh, we don't really know our neighbor." Like, "Oh, how could that happen? They're so quiet." I don't want to get to know people too much, but I don't want people to not know them at all. So what is a healthy dose of knowing people and getting to know people and understanding them? And yeah, don't want to cook them strange food. Don't want to cook them casseroles. Casseroles are difficult and they take forever. Well, there's foods that people just don't like. So how do you get to know your neighbors? I have to wonder. How do you socialize? This is like a lost art. People pretend that they're not home. They close the doors. Can't really get to know them, type thing. But it's summer. But I can't exactly afford a backyard barbecue. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So how do you get to that neighbors? What do you do for your neighbors? Type thing. I have to wonder. I don't know. I really don't know. People probably wouldn't like me as much because I'm not like them, and I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not. I believe more in inclusion, equality, but the way that I say things, that comes out different, and people have different associations with stuff. I say all lives matter should include the Black Lives Matter movement. It's vitally essential and important. People use and have weaponized all lives matters as in dis disassociating Black Lives Matter from being important. Or it's Black Lives Matter against the cops, Blue Lives Matter, which is not an organization. Blue Lives Matter is not at all. Cops' life isn't any less important. So, but it shouldn't stop the Black Lives Matter movement from being important. We have to be aware of inequality suppressing a portion of the population, people, not just a portion of the population, but to think of them as people, suppressing or oppressing people that matter, that have their lives, that have their place in our society disrupted so that they can't do as well. It's not as accommodating and it's not as of the same quality as I would get. There shouldn't be a list because if I do well, then neighbors do well. My neighbors do well, or my community does well, and the people that I know in my social circles do well. I do well. I'm doing as well as I'm doing because I have somebody who's able to pay their bills and allow me to live in their home. And I should be able to get to the point where I can provide that. So it makes sense economically, socially, ethically, and on so many other fronts that we should support our neighbors, support our friends, support our community, and support each other. Support that connection to each other. It makes more sense than to suppress or fearmonger other people because of their differences. In fact, their differences should be celebrated so that our ability of who we are fits with their differences, where our similarities fit more often or come together through our differences. That is what I believe wholeheartedly, deep within my soul. And yeah, people are beautiful. Life is beautiful. And in that beauty can be cruel moments that I believe we should face. And I believe that we should heal that cruelty into something where it can't hurt us anymore. And we've all been through some sort of trauma, some sort of transgression, some sort of mistake, some sort of bad. In a world where I'm trying to null, void the concept of good and evil, good and bad, the binary. I tried to lessen the binary concept of this and that, and to relay more of its apples and oranges. I'm trying to bring the fundaments of each as a fruit to itself together. It's good fruit salad, huh? Citrus really does bring out flavors, preserves flavors, enriches flavor, and apples add a bit of fiber and add, nutrition, add sweetness, yeah. We need apples and oranges and all sorts of things in this world. To be healthier. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys till tomorrow. Say my goodbyes, let you know how much I love you. And tomorrow's thoughts: caffeine intake, and work on this consistency, this health that this is bringing me, this peace of mind, this building my character, getting out of the fight and flight. So yeah, I really appreciate these healing moments and these healing podcasts. It's something that would like more of. Please interact. I wouldn't mind for more subscribers. Yeah. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you all. Until next we meet, have a good one.